Year of college is the most dangerous time for women to be assaulted, and that is because of something called the red zone. This is not what you turn on Sundays when you're watching NFL football, even though that's awesome, right? Different kind of red zone. So the red zone is, the reason for this is people are coming in, there's a steady stream of new incoming students to organizations, right, every single year. You're away from home, you probably want to be drinking, you're probably going to be doing all these things, mom and dad aren't there to tell you no, and you don't really know a whole lot of people, right? Maybe you go to a school like UVM, you have a couple of friends, but there's all these new people around, so you don't know exactly who to trust in those first couple of weeks that you're there. All right, so FedEx is known as a forward-moving company. Up here, what do you notice about that logo? Why is FedEx called a forward-moving company? Anybody? In the back. There's an arrow. Wow, you nailed that. And I did not see, how many people saw that arrow before she said that in the back?
No.
A couple of us, right? Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. You're going to see that arrow every single time you see the FedEx truck pull up somewhere. I can't drive by without seeing it now, and it is the most annoying thing ever because I can't think of anything besides that arrow when I see FedEx. All right, so we're going to get interactive, and I'm going to start with the men in the room. So men in the room, on a daily basis, when you wake up, what's something you do to prevent yourself from sexual violence? Nothing, right? Okay, now I'm going to go and I'm going to open this up, and if you feel comfortable, I'm going to turn to the women in the room. And women in the room, on a daily basis, what do you do on a daily basis to prevent yourself from sexual violence? Yes, right here.
I don't like to not wear a sweater.
Okay, so clothing. Yep.
If I'm anywhere alone that's not in my house, I don't look at my phone unless I have to and stay alert of my surroundings.
Yep, know your surroundings. Yes.
I always carry mace with me.
Mace. Yep. Yep.
My location's always on.
Location. Yep. Did you have one? What's that? Okay. So at school, we go through, I present to Greek life, I present to athletes, I present to freshmen. You'll hear everything from pepper spray, location, buddy system, all these things. I was given a presentation recently, and the girl said she carries a cat gun. Interesting choice, but everybody kind of has a thing that they do to prevent themselves. But what are these things preventing you from? Who is this protecting you from? All these things that we just listed, and you can go on and on about those things. What is that preventing you from, or who specifically? Yes?
Just predators.
Predators, and specifically strangers, right? When you watch movies, for example, one of my favorite shows is Criminal Minds. In Criminal Minds, something that you watch is it's a guy in a dark alleyway, he jumps out of a white van in a ski mask, he beats the heck out of the woman, he assaults her and then leaves her for dead. It's not what happens, right? So we're gonna go to this next slide, and this is a statistic that we've collected. 87% of sexual assaults are committed by someone the victim knows, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that it's your best friend, but maybe it's somebody that you talk to at a party. Maybe that's somebody that you know through a family friend, but it's a connection that you have made with somebody, and it's not somebody that you just go into a dark alley. At URI, we have never had a stranger assault, right? The person always knows that, and that's not to say that it doesn't happen, because there are always chances of that occurring. But that is not the case in most scenarios. Again, people become desensitized after viewing only 2 violent or sexually degrading films. When you think about all these things, for example, when you're watching, one of my favorite movies is Grease, right? And I was watching that movie the other day, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, wow, like, what are all these comments that they're making? And I was like, this used to be one of my favorite movies, but now you watch this with a completely different lens when you start to think about it, and how all of these characters are being sexualized and how they are being depicted. Even goes back to cartoons, right? You'll see a husband in a cartoon take a rolling pin and kind of bonk the woman on the head over and over and over again. And as a kid, you're kind of just like, oh, that's funny, right? But why is that what we're projecting to children? Why is that? In our media, we show so many things that show women as objects rather than humans. And the moment that you put somebody, label them as an object or a thing, you're taking away their entire identity. Okay, what you say matters. So the greatest factor in determining whether a victim will continue to seek assistance is the response of the first person he or she tells, right? So if you come up to somebody and somebody comes up to me and says, hey, I was assaulted this weekend. And I say, okay, well, what were you wearing? How much did you have to drink? I thought you liked that person, all of these things. Do you think that they're likely to continue to tell people? Probably not, right? Because they've gone through this traumatic experience and they've gone through this already. They're willing to come forward and tell somebody, but if that person doesn't believe them and doesn't show that they say, hey, I believe you. I'm sorry that this happened to you. And the biggest thing is not to label what happened to them. And our job as iStand interns is not to solve a crime or label what happened to them, but it's to say, hey, listen, we believe you. We're here to support you. How can I help you? What do you want to do about this situation, right? Okay, this is a little bit of a fun video for you guys. So I want you guys to just watch this.
Versus team.
That's as good as it gets.
Oh man, I've never had more fun in my whole life.
That is a bear. I'm gonna go another one.
Kiss your girl?
No, Lamort, stop doing magic. I'm not good at it.
Guys! Oh, dude! There's a bear in your other room here.
What? Oh, that's just the big, angry, hungry bear. Just pretend it's not there.
Oh, really? Man, it'll just go away? What are you talking about?
No, I don't think it's going anywhere, but I don't know what to do about it, so I just ignore it.
So it's not dangerous, right?
Define dangerous. It's a bear. But, it's not going to eat all of us. It only eats like 1 in 5. I said only 1 in 5. So we're fine. Come on, man.
That means one of us is gonna be easy.
Statistically, that doesn't mean 1 of us. It means 1 in 5 people get it.
Something about this bear.
Hey, what do you want me to do about it? You guys know the old saying, bears will be bears.
That's not a saying.
Lamar, a bear will be a bear. So,
You can't just blame the bear. That one's attacking 20% of the people who come here.
20%. I said 1 in 5.
Yes, that's 20%.
No, it isn't. It's 1 in 5, you math nerd. Let's pile on this guy.
You gotta get rid of this thing. Or at least warn us that there is a bear in the other room, man. We gotta look out for each other. What are you doing?
Hey, what happens between you guys and the bears is none of my business.
Wait, how is this none of your business, man? 1 in 5 people are gonna get attacked by this bear.
Guys, you're overreacting. The bear's not going to eat all of us. It'll be less than a quarter of us.
None of us should die.
This is all, Jake. 1 in 5. How can your doorstep so
The majority is fine. I don't want to deal with this crowd.
All right, so obviously there's not going to be a bear in your bathroom. If there is, that's a bigger issue. But the point of talking about that is, when you think about all of these things, a lot of times in any sort of institution, right, when you think about the way that people act and the people not wanting to address these problems, it's an awkward conversation, right? And nobody really wants to talk about it, but if 1 in 5, which is actually an outdated statistic, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 6 men now is the estimated statistic of how in college you will come out. But this isn't just applicable to college. If you guys are out here and you're going to go into the military, these crimes are considered institution-based crimes. That's because there's a steady stream of new coming people, right? An institution such as a military, a police force, a university, a job, it has a reputation, right? And then there's a desire to keep that reputation. So on a tour, if you're coming into the University of Rhode Island or wherever you want to go to college and someone comes up to you and says, hey, by the way, 1 in 3 out of the 4 of you guys that are here are going to be statistically sexually assaulted, you're probably not going to want to send your kid there, right? But alas, it's how do we have the conversations in order to prevent those things from happening and raising awareness here. And I apologize, my slides jumped.